Bindu, it sounds like you've got some information on a new point of sale malware that uses UDP for communication.
Yes, Matt. So this is interesting because it's been a while since we've heard about point of sale malware. Point of sale is one of the attractive targets for a lot of malware related breaches that we've seen. But this one is actually using LogMeIn, which is a legitimate remote control of Windows machines type software. And what it's doing is it's having you click as a legitimate update, and then once you click on that link that has this LogMeIn update, it basically will let you download the malware.
And as any typical POS malware, it tries to scrape the credit card data information and try to send the data via UDP DNS traffic.
If you were looking at your DNS logs, these would stand out. If you were to look at these DNS queries, you would see that they look rather funny. They're very long. They've got encoded data inside of them.
So usually point of sale malware is all about HTTP that we've seen so far. So because it is DNS traffic related, it's not usually monitored as well as the HTTP traffic is. So we want to make sure that customers that are using slightly outdated point of sale systems and they're not really looking for this type of a malware out there, just to be aware that this could potentially have an impact.
So how is the malware spread?
A number of point of sale systems are managed at the back end using Windows XP machines. A lot of them still have not been updated, and we've seen that with the whole WannaCry and Petya, how much of these Windows machines have been impacted. So these unpatched systems, and then you have a user that uses the LogMeIn software, they click on the link, which is a phishing email attempt, and once they click, it'll spread through the system.
Interesting. Well, that's the thing about point of sale machines that I still find curious, is that people will actually go to them to read their email, to do other web tasks like it's a regular machine. As computers go, they're really single-purpose machines. They just happen to be built on a general-purpose architecture and operating system.
It's also fascinating. Windows XP machines are that not fast nowadays, I
mean, they should really be end of life, but I realize there's a cost to a lot of businesses who just don't want to do that.
And plus, Bindu, you also pointed out it's not really a legitimate LogMeIn. It's a lookalike LogMeIn.
Yes, and LogMeIn is very popular.
I mean, even the name is LogMeIn, but it has additional characters to the software.
Yes.
That's a giveaway, it's not the right one we're looking at.
Yeah. And the thing is, for folks using point of sale machines, they are not security savvy typically, right? So for them, it's a functional use.
Point of sale users, like the actual people who interface with it, are servers in a restaurant or cashiers in a store who aren't technically savvy. And they do usually use like a third party to manage it. So someone else will remote in, which is probably why the LogMeIn fish works so well. Is that may very well be the way they get into those boxes to manage them.
The payload is very minimal. I think about 88 bytes, right?
Yes.
So it's a little stealthy. I mean, it's too little for a UDP traffic packet, I believe, Those 88 bytes could be something related to specific field in the POS data, the scraping of some
data. It's basically the magnetic stripe data probably, right? That's really what you're using to steal that information.
In general, point of sales machines, even though they're built off of regular like stock PCs typically, don't treat them as such. Remember that they're computers, but limit the functionality they have so that all you can do is use them for point of sale, and then also if you have a remote admin function, support that as well. But don't allow people to use them for web browsing or gaming or online chat or anything like that.
And as always, even those POS systems are computer systems, and they need updates too. And try to have up-to-date software with respect to the applications as well as the operating systems to minimize the risk of this kind of POS scrapping.
It is having that mindset that when you are clicking on emails and when you are actually downloading things as executables onto your machine, watch out. Also, the other thing is don't use outdated machines. So I think it goes back to focusing on those foundational security day-to-day things that you have to maintain versus just only looking at cutting-edge technology and tools.